We're in Japan to try find the best and the worst Australian travel debit cards. In this video, we'll be comparing 11 of the best and the worst debit cards you can find in Australia. We'll be doing some cash out, some in-person payments. So without anything else to add, let's get into the video. Now we got all the cards. It's time to find an ATM and test them all out, see which one comes on top with the best exchange rates. Let's go find an ATM here in Tokyo. Found ourselves a little ATM machine. Obviously it's a Japanese one, so we have to decipher, see how this beast works. So we conducted some tests. We took out 10,000 yen from the ATMs here in Tokyo. We also went to the supermarket and bought 11 Kit Kats for our Kit Kat test. These two tests will give you a pretty accurate overview of which card comes out on top, because then you can see with the ATM withdrawals how many fees are added on and how many fees are added on in-person transactions where you're using tap to pay. We just finished taking out all our money from the ATMs. It's been an expensive process, you can see, because Japanese ATMs only allow a minimum of 10,000 yens, which is around $114. So let's get back to our analysis and see who took us for a ride the hardest. In this video, I've tried to be as inclusive as possible, trying to get as many different types, different banks, to see which cards are the best and which ones are the worst. To wrap up this very scientific experiment, we figured it's the best idea to go buy some items in person to see how the transactions compare when we do a tap to pay. So I'm conducting the Kit Kat test. It's going to be a very scientific experience, as I explained, and we're going to head to a shop, find some Kit Kats, buy 11 of them because we have 11 cards to compare, and see how the conversions add up in the end. Just acquired our 11 Kit Kats. So let's go and see how they stack up when we convert these payments into Australian dollars. 118 yen at a time, so now before we get into this video, I want to explain a few things that you should be aware of with travel debit cards. Now, most travel debit cards are not created equal. If it's got the name travel as part of the brand, you're probably going to get a shit deal. That's because they're using the marketing budgets to then sell you higher fees. The best travel debit cards are from normal banks you use every day that just don't charge fees, but they don't really advertise them. So, second part, a lot of people ask me, should I be converting my money to a foreign currency before I go overseas? The answer is no, you should not, unless you have a crystal ball. Essentially, when you're converting your money to a different currency, you are predicting the future. You're saying this currency is going to be worth X amount when I'm converting it. For that reason, I don't recommend you do so, because first of all, there's going to be fees. Second of all, the price might go up or go down based on the time of day and where the market's at. So you have no idea of knowing the currency conversion is going to be when you are actually traveling. So the best option is just to leave your card with Australian dollars and convert them on the spot when you are transacting. Your card, or most cards, will do this automatically based on the spot rates. So this will give you the best average price on the day that you can get as a consumer. With that out of the way, let's dive in and see how these cards compared on our real world test, taking out money from the ATM and doing our in-person payment Kit Kat test. The cards we are comparing today are the Wise debit card, we have the Cash Passport Platinum, the Travelex Money Card, the Qantas Money Card, Combank Travel Money Card, one of the most searched cards in Australia, and let's see how that one comes on top, or not. We also have the ING Orange Everyday, we have the UP debit card, we have a Ubank debit card, Macquarie Platinum, Revolut, and Westpac Worldwide Wallet. Before we get into our test, we're going to outline the rules of the game. These being, we will be withdrawing 10,000 yen from the ATM. The cards we're using will be loaded with Australian dollars only. The third rule being that the cards we're using will not have any rules attached. So for example, ING requires a certain amount of transactions each month to achieve no fee ATM withdrawals. However, we're not going to meet these requirements as we're doing the test as is. So meaning that the card arrived, we topped it up and we took out the money. For our ATM test, we will go from worst to best. So let's start with the 11th place. We have, drumroll, the Combank Travel Money Card, which converted 10,000 yen into 122.69 Australian dollars. In 10th place, we have the Qantas Money, followed by Travelex Money Card and the Cash Passport Platinum, followed by Westpac Worldwide Wallet, Revolut, and Wise coming in at 114.98. Then it's up to Macquarie Platinum, Ubank, and up at 114.57, which is then led by number 1 ING Orange Everyday Direct at 113.51. That's a difference of 7.7% between the best and the worst rate. I have to add, with the ING Direct, you have to do a number of transactions a month to achieve free ATM withdrawals. However, having never used this card, with the actual test that we did achieve the best rate. So one of the conditions of this whole test was that we didn't have to do any additional work on top of the cards to achieve the rates that we did. So it was basically a very simple setup: deposit Australian dollars into your account, withdraw into a foreign currency. So there you have it, ING on top, followed closely by Up, Ubank, Macquarie and Wise. Whoa, 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 not so fast there. It's Emmanuel here from the future and I'm here to bring you some bad news. After going through my ING bank account, I realized that they had rebated me the fees for the ATM charge and the ATM withdrawal. The rules of the game stated that we didn't have to do any minimum requirements to get the fees that we did get. So the only reason I can give is that it was a glitch and they rebated them, even though they shouldn't have rebated my fees. ING charges quite a high fees for the ATM. We would have been charged $5 for using the foreign ATM plus an additional $1.25 for the ATM fee. So this is the withdrawal fee plus the ATM fee. Now ING rebated these, making it the cheapest option, but if we didn't get them rebated, ING would drop down a few places. Quickly explain ING Direct debit card. Essentially you get 5 ATM withdrawals rebated each month as long as you deposit $1,000 and as long as you make 5 transactions. Now for me this is too much work and too much hassle to keep track of. That's why I like Up and Ubank, because they don't have any minimum requirements to achieve the already excellent fees. So with that in mind, here is the reordered list of the best debit card for travel. After this reshuffle, we see ING Direct drop down to 6th place, with Up in number 1. For the worst offenders, as predicted, Combank Travel Money Card, the Qantas Money Travel Card and Travelex. These ones you should be avoiding. If we do a percentage comparison between the first and the second place, there's only a 0.9% difference. However, between the first and 11th place, that being ING Direct and Combank, there is a 7.7% difference in the money that you would be losing if you were to use that card. So unless you like enriching Combank even more, I would probably avoid that card. Now it's time for the KitKat test, where we are using the cards to make in-person transactions worth 118 yen. In 11th place, we have the Travelex Travel Money Card. In 10th place, we have Qantas Money at 1.43. In 9th place, we have the Cash Passport Platinum at 1.42. Combank Travel Money Card at 1.39. Westpac Worldwide Wallet at 1.38. Wise at 1.35, Revolut at 1.35, ING Orange Everyday at 1.34, Macquarie Platinum at 1.34, Ubank at 1.34, and Up also at 1.34. This might seem insignificant to you because they are such a small amount, but if we add up a percentage, it's going to be quite shocking. The best result being 134 and the worst being 145, That's a percentage difference of 7.88, which is quite a lot. Imagine if you're buying something very expensive using a Travelex Money card, you're going to be 7.88% worse off than if you were to use an Upbank ING card. We also plan to test the Australia Post Platinum Debit card. However, I was unable to access this card online account. I think they have some maintenance issues and I didn't have enough money loaded on the card to be able to withdraw the $114 something required for the 10,000 Japanese minimum. That said, from what I understand, this card is pretty much the same as the Cash Passport based on the interface that I saw. So I think it's very safe to assume it's also a very shit product. You should probably avoid it. That said, we didn't get to test it, so of course it's unconfirmed. You can test it for yourself if you want to. I also want to add that there are some card fees for all these travel prepaid debit cards, such as Cash Passport, Australia Post one, the Travelex Money card. They all had a fee to acquire the card, so you would still be better off getting an Upbank, Ubank, Macquarie, ING, because they all offer free cards, free delivery, so I'm not sure why you would take anything else. Another card that I wanted to test for this video but I didn't receive in time is the Suncorp debit card. Apparently it also has no ATM fees and no conversion fees, so it should line up pretty well with Ubank Up because it's also using the MasterCard conversion spot rates. So keep that one in mind if you also want to check out the big bank Suncorp being pretty large in Australia. I quickly want to highlight some common traps that most people fall for when they are traveling using their travel debit cards. The first one being, do you select your native currency, in our case being Australian dollar, or do you select foreign currency when you are prompted by either an ATM or a FPOS machine in store? You should always accept the currency of the country that you are in. So if you're in Japan, like I am right now, you want to select Japanese yen. You don't want to select your native currency, being Australian dollars. It's because most stores or ATM providers will make a markup by selling you Australian dollars at an inflated rate. So you're going to be paying 5 to 7% just for the privilege of paying in Australian dollars, while your card can convert those rates on the spot for much better. The second thing to watch out for is ATM fees. Certain ATMs will give you a very low fee or no fee at all, while others give you a very high fee. Usually you'll find the high ATM fees, they're in convenience stores. They're usually smaller ATMs, privately owned, and they'll have a very high markup on the cash withdrawals. I would always go for a big brand bank name, as this will give you the best rate on the day. Avoid getting money exchanged at the airport in those currency shops. They'll give you the worst rate you can think of, even though they advertise that it's the best rate of the day. It is not. What you want to do is head straight to the ATM at the airport, use your travel debit card, take out some cash, and off you go. You'll get the best rate of the day, convert it on the spot. Some of these cards come with a welcome bonus just for signing up. This is pretty crazy because they are free cards, so essentially you're getting free money. The first one being Upbank, they give you $8 if you sign up via a referral link. So please, if you enjoy this video, use our referral link, we'll get $8 as well. So everyone's better off, you'll get $8 and off you go. The second one being Revolut. I'm an affiliate partner with Revolut, so if you sign up via my link, you'll get an extra $15 after you spend at least $1 in the first 14 days. So a pretty good deal as well. Also a free account. Revolut is probably the best one if you did want to convert money to another currency or send it overseas. Revolut offers the sharpest fees. So not a bad deal at all, and it's free as well. The third one being Ubank. Ubank gives you $30, which is very, very generous for a debit card that's completely free. And I think you have to do 3 transactions to get the $30. The transactions can be any amount, so essentially you're getting a couple of beers on me if you sign up with our referral code for the Ubank debit card, and it's one of my favorites as well. To keep the video easy, we didn't go into too much details on each of the cards, the fees that might be attached to them. Most of them are free, as I mentioned, some of them are not. I'll link down the article we have on these cards down below so you can check out in detail all the information you need to know about the cards. This pretty much concludes our video on the best travel debit cards for Australians. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments which debit card you're using. If you do want to sign up to any of these cards that we are partnered with or we get a referral from, feel free to use our link. It would be very much appreciated. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.